Hi guys, I'm Adam Rich. No, not him. You know who he is. I like working out, playing with my kids, and of course spending time with my gorgeous wife. This is my crazy story. Welcome to my 31-day challenge. So I have a story for everybody. When I was probably 17 years old, I had gotten done with school. I was going to the local community college. I was done with classes for the morning, and I would usually meet my girlfriend at the time at my house for a little while. We'd have lunch, we'd hang out for a little bit, and then I would go to work at Subway. So one day, I left school, went to Subway to pick up my check for the week, went and cashed that check. I think it was $155. We got paid weekly. That was what I made weekly. It was $155. So I get the check. I go to the bank. I cash it. They put it in one of those bank envelopes, just the cash. I go to McDonald's, go through the drive-thru. I pay for my food. I believe it was like $15 because I was 17 years old. I eat a lot. And also I was buying food for my girlfriend at the time too. I pull forward to check the bag to make sure the order's right. And I had my passenger side window down just a little bit. And as I'm checking the bag, this guy walks up to the passenger side of my car, reaches in through the cracked window, unlocks the door, opens the door, and sits down on top of my work clothes that I had planned on changing into later, and the bank envelope with all my money in it. So at this point, he asks me for a ride. He says, "Hey, can you just drive me up the street?" At this point, I don't know if he's got a weapon. I don't know if he's under the influence of drugs, if he's crazy, mentally ill. I don't know. So out of fear, I go ahead and I give him the ride. Little did I know, I forgot the whole time he's sitting on my money. So we're driving and he's not making any sense with his directions. We're going around in circles. We're zigzagging all over the place through this bad neighborhood. And the whole time he's fidgeting in his seat. And I thought he was just, tweaking. I thought he was strung out on something. So at the time, I'm like, okay, whatever. Just let's get this over with. I'll drop you off. Whatever. Nobody gets hurt. What I didn't realize at the time, he's fidgeting because he is taking my money out of my bank envelope and slipping it in his back pocket. I don't know why he cared enough to take it out of the bank envelope, but for some reason he did. So fast forward, it feels like it takes forever. It probably was less than 5 minutes. Finally, he says, "Oh, this is good right here." Jumps out of the car in the middle of the street and just takes off between a few houses. And I look down and immediately I know, all right, he took the money. I'm out call it $140. So the $150 check, $155 check minus the $15 for food. So he got away with $140. So I get back to my house. My girlfriend is already waiting patiently there. I told her I'd meet her there. She doesn't have a key, so she's just waiting in her car, waiting for me to get there and let her inside. So she's mad. I get there. We get inside. I explain the situation. She immediately starts crying because I guess she's happy I'm okay, but she's still scared that it happened or whatever emotion she was going through. And something that always sticks out in my mind about that situation and why I'm telling this story is in that moment, the only thing I could say was, well, we'd better eat this food. It cost me $155. I mean, comedy is a total defense mechanism in times of stress, in times of trauma, whatever you want to call it. It's a coping mechanism. But also, that's something that I'm really proud of, that I stayed positive as much as possible whenever I just lost a full week's worth of pay. I stayed positive. I didn't go, whoa, woe is me, what am I going to do? I lost that money. Or I didn't get angry and say, you know what, I'm gonna go find him, I'm gonna beat him up, I'm gonna hit him with my car if I ever see him, whatever. I never said any of that. So, no matter what happens to you, shake it off. Dwelling on it is not gonna fix it. Just move on and plan for the future. Figure out ways that you can maybe not let that happen in the future. And just move on. Dwelling on it only makes you a victim longer. And you don't want to be a victim, you want to be a victor. No matter what happens to you, accept it and move on. Change the things you don't like, embrace the things you do, and just move on. Because life is too short to get negative and dwell on what you can't change. Focus on the things you can.
Guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. Please continue giving me your feedback, your opinions, what you like, what you don't like. In the meantime, until tomorrow's video, feel free to click here to subscribe to the channel and click here to watch the last video. Thanks. See ya.